welcome back to my channel. Today is story time. In today's vlog, I'm going to be sharing the terrible experience I had with the flatmate I had to get the temporary accommodation I got when I landed in Calgary the first time. And I'll be giving an update about my house hunting experience. If you scroll back, the last two videos, I shared my house hunting experience in Calgary. It's a wild hunt right now. If you're searching for a house in Calgary, I'm sure you can relate to most of the things I said. It's so tough getting a house as a newcomer. And from the comments and from the people who reached out to me personally, they were suggesting I go for the last house I showed. It's in the heart of downtown and it's a one bed. And guys, that is the house I took. Trust me, it's a very fine apartment. It's a one bed. It's in the heart of downtown. My office is just close by. I shouldn't be exposing this out there, but that's why I love the house. And it's a very comfortable place. So I took that house. So if you haven't seen that video, please scroll back. I'm going to link it in the description box. You can also click the link to watch. Today's vlog is about my terrible experience with a flatmate that I had to rent a house with. Please remember to subscribe, like, comment, turn on your post notification as well. So it's a very overwhelming story. Some of the questions I got when I posted the first relocation video was how I sorted out my accommodation when I got here. So before coming, I had two options: either to rent an Airbnb or to find someone who is looking for a flatmate so I can pay on a month-to-month basis without really signing a lease. Lucky me, I landed in Toronto first, so I was on a search for a housemate or a flatmate situation where I can pay on a month-to-month basis and leave as soon as I'm able to. And then in one of the groups I belong to, because if you're on this journey, it's very advisable that you join all of the support groups that are available to you. You can find some on Nairaland and anyone that is peculiar to your region if you're not Nigerian. And so I found this advert on one of the WhatsApp groups I belong to. This lady was looking for a housemate in a 2-bedroom apartment, 2 bathrooms, one was en suite, one was outside, and then there was a toilet downstairs. And then it was a good bargain at the time because I just had to pay on a month-to-month basis. I didn't have to sign a lease, a 1-year lease. And then she said she was expecting a relative at that time. As soon as that relative comes, she was is about to come to Canada. She was going to tell me, so I'll be on the lookout for another apartment. So it was just a temporary arrangement so that when I come, I won't be sleeping on that downtown bridge. Have you subscribed yet though? Back to the story. So I paid for the house when I was in Toronto. I paid for 1 month and then the security deposit, which is equivalent to a 1 month's rent. And fast forward, I landed in Calgary. She was nice to me, to be honest. She was, at the beginning, she made sure I was able to locate the house because I landed Calgary in the night. She gave me water to drink, gave me a tablet soap to shower with because I couldn't start unpacking that night. So she just tried to make sure I was comfortable. And then she answered all of the newcomer questions I had, from getting my SIM to getting a SIM card to the bank options. So she suggested people that were going to help me with all of that. So things were going good. I mean, she was answering me and I felt, oh, okay, thank God I met someone who is able to at least guide me. And then since I just came, I didn't have utensils and all of those things I needed to cook. And then I had to use hers for the time being. And yeah, she provided me that support. She gave me her utensils to use. Things were going great. Now, because of the peculiarities of how some people have issues with sharing stuff, I didn't hesitate to buy my utensils as soon as possible. So the next day when I was out and I found a dollar store close by, I just went in there and bought my utensils. And then all of that was settled so that the sharing doesn't take a very long period of time. I'm saying this to get somewhere. Now, when I landed, it was still snowing. Really snowing. I know core Calgarians will be saying that it could get worse, but coming from a temperate region, a region where we see temperatures up to 40, 45, sometimes 42, I'm talking about Abuja. or 35, 40. As at that time in March, I left the temperature at about 35 to 40 degrees. It was really, really hot. So imagine coming from there and just switching to snow all of a sudden. We had single digits at that time, we're in the minus at that time. So it was a very tough adjustment I had to make. Now, in the room, there is a heating system to keep the house warm. And she decided to leave the heating system at 18 degrees. So it was fluctuating between 18 degrees and 22. The highest it went to was 22. Boy, I was cold. I was so cold, I thought I wasn't going to make it. And then I appealed to her. I was like, is there a way we can at least increase it to maybe 24? I mean, let my body just get used to everything. And then trust me, I would be the one telling you the house is hot. Because it actually got to that point where a friend came to see me. That day it was like 7 degrees. And I walked her out just wearing a polo shirt. At that time, I was already getting used to it. But my suggestion fell on deaf ears. And she just increased it to 22 and said she was sweating. This wasn't the problem. I decided to just let it slide. Now, as a newcomer as well, I was getting lots of mails to the mailbox. The mailbox key was with her key bunch. And then I made a plea. I said, please, can you keep the mailbox key where I can access it so that I won't have to ask you every time I have to check? And then she's like, nah, I get to check the mailbox every other week. So it's pointless keeping the mailbox key where everybody can access it. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. And that cost me a lot because I got my card in the mail, my bank cards. I couldn't access them till she checks the mailbox. And then all of those peculiarities with all the registrations I had to do as a newcomer. Okay, so this day, I received mails. I was called that my mails had arrived. I needed to check so that I could activate a code. And then I took the key to the mailbox. Backstory again. Please. When I landed, the day I landed the house, the next day, she gave me a warning. She said, it was a townhouse at the time. So there was a garage door and then there was a main entrance. So she technically warned me not to use the garage door because constant usage was going to weaken the slide or whatever. The spring, yes, the spring or whatever it is that lifts up for the cars to drive in. So I saw it as a warning, like more like, oh, okay, don't use the garage door. So I said, no problem. I have the main key to the key to the main door, so that was fine. So and then her key, the garage key, she had it because it was a remote control to press the door to open up and then close. I didn't have it, so there was no way I could even use that entrance. Now, why I said that is because after using the key to the mailbox to open it and close, I left the house. And then halfway into the day, I got a message from her on WhatsApp. And if you're Nigerian, you understand what I'm about to say. If a Nigerian is about to disrespect you, they start in a certain way. They start addressing you in a certain way. They either tell you madam or oga or auntie. And that was the tone of the message. And she's like, auntie, you left the garage door open the whole day. I was too stunned because, number one, I don't even use the garage door. Number two, I don't even have the key. If I go out through the garage door, how am I going to come back? I mean, I now asked her that, what made you think that by using the garage door, how was I going to close it? Like, I have never used it since I came because you also want me not to use it. So what is this supposed to mean? And her response was, well, the garage door is not going to open itself. And I didn't reply that message. Now, I was really pissed at that, but I felt like, oh, we should go past this. We're staying in the same house. Things should go well. I came back. She was in the kitchen. And I said hello to her. And she ignored me like there was no human being there. And then, if you're good with energies of people, you can tell when there's a negative energy or there's an energy of war in the air. When someone is just subtly trying to make things difficult for you. That was the energy I sensed. And then I started avoiding her, not because, it's not like I needed a friend, no, but I felt we were staying in the same apartment, so there should be some level of cordiality, right, between the two of us. Moving on. This was the one she did that broke the camel's back. I was so pissed this day. So it was 7 degrees on a Saturday, And she woke up, it was her turn to clean the house. And then she opened all of the windows, opened the doors, and was jamming music and cleaning. I woke up and I had to clean my own side of the house as well, clean my washroom and then cook. And then I noticed that the water was not heating up. It was cold water all through. And I was wondering what was wrong. And then I tried to press the ventilator in the bathroom as well, and it wasn't coming on. So I managed to use the cold water, I mean freezing water, to clean my bathroom and cook. When I was cooking, at some point, I felt like my hands were going to freeze. I had to place them on the top of my pot in order for them to heat back, because it felt like blood had left my fingers. So she still wasn't saying anything. She was just cleaning away, and doing her thing. And then it was time for me to shower because I had an appointment for 4 p.m. that Saturday. And then this was at about 12:01. I went to meet her and I'm like, can you please put on the heater? I need to shower. I've been trying to use the heater all day. I didn't really know what was going on. And I said, I've been using just cold water and it's painful to do that. Now I want to shower. I can't use cold water. And then this lady told me that she decided to wash the heater, the filtration system of the heater. Who does that in winter? Like, thinking about it now, I'm pissed all afresh. Like, she decided to wash it. She did not think to give me a notice, like on Friday, to say, oh, look, I'm going to be washing the filter, so it's going to be off for the whole day, or so number of hours, so I can plan. She woke up and decided to wash the filter. So there was no hot water. And then I told her that, okay, what am I supposed to do? She said she doesn't know. Wow. I have an appointment for 4. How am I supposed to shower? Well, she didn't know that the heater, this was her reply, that the heater takes a whole day to dry and there's nothing she can do about it. Now, there's a difference between when someone is remorseful about something they've done and when someone just doesn't care. You can sense the air of, it's my house, to hell with what you want to do. If you like, don't shower. I don't really care. That was the attitude I get, because she was pressing her phone. She was on the phone with someone. I needed to dialogue. I wanted to understand how she reasons. I think I was beginning to think, is there a disconnect somewhere? Like, why are you treating me like a landlady? How do I explain? Sorry, my friend is here. Yeah, say what you're saying.
When you pay for something, you should, she was treating you as if you were maybe a house help. She was helping.
Thank you. My friend just said it. Felt like she was accommodating me for free. Like she was treating me like she was doing me a favor. Like I didn't pay for the house. And then I said, look, the government of this country, when they want to do a repair and it's going to affect anybody, they're going to send out notice like a week before or days before. Yes, even maintenance in my current house, they send notice like a week or days before to tell you, oh, on XYZ day, we're going to carry out so maintenance. There will be no hot water, so that you can plan. And then it felt ridiculous that I was asking her why she turned it off. So to her, it felt like I was questioning her authority. I'd had enough, trust me. Like, I was so pissed. And the fact that she wasn't ready to go in a dialogue with me made it worse. So I decided to write her a letter, very official letter. My friends who know me know that I play a lot, but when it's time to be serious, boy, I can be very serious. So I drafted a very, very official letter. In that letter, I highlighted all of the things she had done to me. This was just barely a month, and I'd gone through hell and back. That's why I captioned this thing, my flatmate from. Okay, so in that letter, I highlighted the fact that I was suffering with adjusting to the cold, and I tried to plead with her to at least increase the temperature. I talked about the mailbox, and then most of all, I highlighted the fact that you don't just wake up and do things that are going to affect me, who is also paying for a house. You put up an advert for somebody to take the house, and the person paid. It makes some of your rights are relinquished once that person pays, because courtesy demands that you tell that person what you're about to do. For that whole day, I couldn't shower because the water was freezing. There was just no way I could shower. If you've gone to burning house, you're used to rub and shine. I couldn't even do rub and shine. Like, it was impossible to do rub and shine. It was so painful. And then that's how I spent the whole day without showering. So I sent her that mail, and I just unleashed the dragon, because the pettiness, if it was at this point, it rose up to above my head. Like, She became so petty. She moves around the house discussing my mother with her friends, mixing her dialect with English, talking about how I expect her to give me humanitarian services. Well, she replied the mail, and in the mail, she was just saying, she provided me with her pots, her plates, and that I'm expecting her to give me humanitarian service. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I never talked about plates and pots. And I got mine as soon as I could. I'm talking about the fact that you turned out the filter. And may I remind you that in my letter, I made sure to tell her that, look, if this thing repeats itself, I'm not going to find it funny. And I needed it documented so that if we needed to go to the authorities, I will have my proof. That's why I sent that letter. I think this should be a pointer to you as well. If the person is not willing to dialogue, written words cannot be erased, right? You have it on record that, look, you did XYZ stuff. And she didn't deny them. I mean, she knew what she did was wrong. That letter shook her so bad that she called a town hall meeting with her friends on phone, and they were discussing how to respond to me. I could hear everything. The pettiness was so bad that she knows I'm listening to what she's saying, but she just goes ahead and she's saying them. You know when somebody is just doing things deliberately to make you feel terrible. I had a series of interviews at that time for jobs, and she could pass by my room and hear me interviewing for jobs and say very nasty things on the phone. And I could hear them. You know, one of those ones that really pierced my heart was when she said that I'm in the room there claiming that I have XYZ experience in the field I had chosen. And I was disoriented for the first few minutes of my interview, but thank God, nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. Okay, so all of this happened. My washroom was violated twice. On one of such occasions, she has her own bathroom. I came back. I'm a very observant person. If you come to my house, I will know without my attention, without me being there, I would know someone came in. Let me give an example. My friend who is here laughing, she was in my house yesterday. I wasn't around. And then immediately I came, she wasn't here anymore. I called her, I'm like, Shay, you passed by my house. She said, yes, how did you know? And I'm like, I know you passed by my house. Some things were not where I kept them, but that's not to say I'm not insisting things must be where they are, but I will know. So I came back home and noticed that my washroom was violated, and there was not a stranger now, that guy was a common face in the house. There was a guy in the house snoring away, and I was so pissed. I was like, there are 2 bathrooms. One is en suite in your place. There's another one downstairs. Why didn't you use it? Why did you have to use mine? This video will not be able to capture all of the things she did to me. I think this is just me trying to summarize all of the sufferings I had to endure under that period. And immediately she put off the heater and I had to suffer that day. I started looking for houses, and I knew that I just had 1 more month to stay, and that's when my house search started. And then I was able to get the apartment I'm in right now. And trust me, since I came here, it's been good news all through. Good things are happening to me. Make of this what you may. I'm not saying anything, but but that's my experience. So if you're coming to Canada, it would be good if you, I don't know how to say it, because you don't really know somebody entirely in a day, and you really don't plan these things. You may just be lucky to meet I have friends who met really nice people who accommodated them for a while before they were able to get the house. But just be careful before you pay. If you're able to see your landlord, in quotes now, before you get your house, I would really advise you do that so that you can interact and know the kind of person you're getting a house with. And then if you're not able to, you just have to gamble it like me, and I hope you don't land in her den, because you are gonna see Pepe. Thank you for watching. I said, oh no, I can't end this video without telling you the part where when I left that house, I changed my address to my new house so that all my mails will be coming to my new house. And then unfortunately some mails that were in transit or whatever went to that house, and then she sent me a message. She's like, you have mails delivered here. And I'm like, okay, when are you free so I can stop by? I suggested a Sunday. She didn't reply my message. I sent a message on a Tuesday. When are you free? She didn't reply. She replied the next day and said, I think we should walk towards weekend or something like that, and told me that I should tell her a day before. No problem. So I told her a day before. I went there, picked up my mail. But it's, if I don't want to share the chat, I don't want to go down that line, but the chats are so petty. Like, it just shows someone who is just desperately trying to frustrate you. Yeah. And this is not me blowing things out of proportion. My friend is here. You can hear her voice in the background. She saw all of what had happened, and she could also attest to the fact that it was just an unfortunate situation I was in. Thank you for watching this video. Please remember to subscribe, like, comment, and turn on your post notification, and watch out for the next vlog. Thank you.